Monday, we're going to be practicing a Kriya that is all about coming into love and compassion, acceptance of our shadow side or some of the parts of our personalities that we might struggle with. And bringing those parts of us into, yes, the light of compassion, love, and self-acceptance. So let's go ahead and start. We'll bring hands either into Gyan Mudra with the thumb and index finger touching in the back of the wrist to the knees. Okay, come on, buddy. Go. Okay, there's George's butthole. Yeah. Or with palms open facing up to the ceiling. And with our hands placed in mudra, whatever mudra feels good for you, let's go ahead. And if you're comfortable with it, you can close your eyes and begin to focus up at the third eye. It's that spot between the brow, just above the brow line. And if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, finding a still point on the floor or the ceiling in front of you. Let's begin to elongate up through the top of the head, rolling shoulder blades away from the ears. And deepening the breath, inhaling through the nose, all the way down to the navel center. It's that spot right around the belly button. Inhale. And exhale, release, letting go. And continue that long, deep breathing. Inhale. Filling the abdomen and the torso up into the shoulders with that fresh new breath. And exhale completely, letting the exhale be a little bit longer than the inhale. Inhale. And exhale again, letting the exhale be a little longer than the inhale. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Let's go ahead and shake out the wrists and the arms. We're going to put the arms in front of us, parallel to the mat, really reaching out through the fingertips, rolling shoulder blades away from the ears, and let's start rapidly opening and closing the hands. Opening and closing the fingers. And wiggling the fingers. All right, let's inhale the arms up overhead. Bringing palms together in prayer mudra. And bringing them down to that heart center. Again, elongating up through the top of the head. And we'll start our practice chanting the sound current Om. And we'll chant that 3 times as a way to connect with each other. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale to chant. Very nice. Keeping palms together. Let's raise arms up overhead. Imagining that space between your arms filling with a beautiful light. And as you release your hands, imagine drawing that light around you. kind of like a protective sphere to guide you through your practice. We'll bring hands back to the knees and begin Sufi grinds, inhaling forward, exhaling, rounding back. And again, we're elongating up through the top of the head. So chin is parallel to the ground. We really want to keep this pathway open. Okay, so notice if you're going down towards the ground, and rather than doing that and cutting off that path of breath, we want to bring the heart up and elongate up through the top of the head, almost as if you have a wooden spoon going through the top of your head down to your navel center, and you're just stirring this pot. Okay, we're stirring up that energy, starting to wake up the lower energy, starting to wake up the spine. Okay, starting to bring the lower energies up into that higher consciousness. George, come here, buddy. It's okay, Bubs. Hi, buddy, bud. Yes, yes, yes. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, one more time in this direction. And let's inhale to center. And then on the exhale, release. Continue that same movement in the opposite direction. Oh, you are a good boy. Yes, you are. But I can't scratch your butt the whole time I'm doing yoga, buddy. I can't. Oh, so can you lay down and chill with us? Oh, you're a stinky boy. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, one more time. Let's inhale up and exhale, release the legs. We've been sitting for a while, so let's go ahead and shake them up. George, come on, it's hot. And shake out the arms and the hips, the shoulders, and we're gonna come on up into tabletop and start into cat-cow. Okay. Go on. Okay, so hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, toes are either flat on the mat or tucked under your feet. We're inhaling the tailbone up towards the ceiling as we drop the back and lift the chin. Exhale, round the tailbone under towards the belly button, arching the back, bringing the chin to the heart. And continuing that movement. Inhale up, exhale, squeezing all that old air out. Remember, we're really leading this movement with the tailbone. Okay, bringing that tailbone up with the inhale, dropping the back and lifting the chin, and then rounding the tailbone, arching the back, bringing chin to the heart. Continuing to wake up the spine, to wake up the lower energies of the body and moving them up the spine. Okay, activating the root, the solar plexus, the sacral. We're moving that up through the heart into the throat, the third eye, and the crown. Okay, one more time. Inhaling up into cow. Exhale, let's round that tailbone, squeezing all that old air out into cat. And inhale into that neutral tabletop. And we're going to stay right here in tabletop as we begin to alternate kicking our legs up. Again, this is a weird angle here in my living room. So we're kicking our legs up so that the top of the leg comes parallel to the ground. We're really reaching up through the toes, reaching through the toes up towards the ceiling and then down. And then doing that same thing on the opposite side. So we're bringing the top of the leg parallel to the ground as we lift the chin and then arching the back. So that same motion as cat-cow, but this time we're getting the legs really involved. So bowing the back and lifting the chin into cow as we lift up one leg, and as we bring it down, we're moving into cat, arching the back, bringing the chin to the heart, and then doing that same thing, cow with that other leg lifted up, into cat. Let's do a couple more on each side. And coming to stillness, inhaling up into cow, and squeeze all that old air out into cat, and inhale back into that neutral tabletop, and we're going to come sitting back into child's pose. Maybe I should move this way. Maybe then you guys can see. Oh gosh, this is a very awkward angle. So we're sitting back in a child's pose, bringing the forehead to the mat, sitting back on our heels, reaching out through the arms. Here in child's pose, we're going to begin swaying the hips from left to right. Again, waking up the root, the sacral, the solar plexus. Just waking it all up. Keeping that forehead on the mat as we sway the hips from left to right. Imagining this beautiful tail connected from your tailbone. You're just swaying it from one corner of the room to the next. So swaying from left to right. Very nice. One more time on each side. Coming to stillness in the center. Let's look forward to that space between the hands and moving forward into Cobra. So we're moving forward into Cobra, rolling shoulder blades away from the ears as the hips are reaching down towards the ground. Okay, and the legs are reaching out behind us. Chin is up, shoulders pulled away from the ears. Inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to tuck our toes and either come into tabletop and then press the hips up towards the ceiling into down dog, or coming straight from Cobra into down dog. Here in down dog, let's go ahead and pedal the heels, bringing one knee down to the mat, then the other. The hips are reaching for the ceiling. The head is hanging loose. All right. One more time, pedaling those heels, coming to stillness. Inhale. And on the exhale, let's go ahead and drop on down, back into child's pose, sitting back on your heels. Bringing forehead down to the mat once more. And from child's pose, we're going to bring our hands down to our sides, palms facing up to the ceiling into baby pose. Taking a few long, deep breaths here in baby. Inhale. And on the exhale, bringing the arms out along the floor above the head once more, lifting the chin, moving forward into Cobra. Bringing the hips down to the ceiling. The legs are reaching up behind us, shoulders pulled away from the ears, chin is up, faces forward. Let's begin tapping the tops of the feet on the mat. Coming to stillness, inhale. And on the next exhale, tucking the toes, and again, either coming up into tabletop or pushing all the way up into down dog from Cobra. Adjusting so that your hips are reaching up for the ceiling. The heels are reaching for the floor, and the head is hanging loose. Let's go ahead and plant that right foot. We're going to bring the left leg up. We're kicking it up towards the ceiling. Inhale. And returning that back down to the mat. Let's do that same thing on that opposite side. Planting the left foot and kicking that right leg up towards the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale down. Let's go ahead and drop the knees. Coming into Cobra. Child's pose one more time. Sitting back on the heels, bringing the forehead down to the mat. And allowing yourself just to breathe. Let's go ahead and bring that right arm up. And we're going to thread it under the torso, reaching to that left side. Go ahead and you can wiggle the fingers, circle the wrists. I'm going to turn so you can maybe see what I'm doing a little more. There you go. And returning that right arm back to the mat. Let's do the same thing on the opposite side. Bringing that left arm up and threading it under. Again, wiggling fingers, circling wrists. Okay, George, you're okay, buddy bud. And returning that hand back to the mat. Staying here in baby pose. Let's go ahead and bring up both arms behind us and then interlocking the fingers together at the lower back and lifting the arms up into Yoga Mudra. And it sounds like George needs to go pee, so go ahead and stay there in Yoga Mudra for a few breaths. I'm just going to let George have to pee. I'll be right back. Come on, George. Come on, George. This way. Come on, buddy, buddy. Come on, buddy, buddy. Yeah. Okay, so we're here in Yoga Mudra. Inhale.
And on the exhale, let's go ahead and release the hands and coming back into child's pose. Lifting up the gaze once more to look at that space between your arms as you swing forward, back into cobra. Last cobra, rolling the shoulder blades away from the ears. Let's inhale, looking over the right shoulder. And exhale, looking over the left. Inhale, looking over the left. And exhale, looking over the right. Inhale, looking over the right. And exhale, looking over the left. Inhale, looking over the left. And exhale, looking over the right. Inhale to center. And tucking the toes, pushing the hips up either in the tabletop or back into down dog. Adjusting so that the hips are reaching for the ceiling. Again, head is hanging loose, heels are reaching for the floor. And from here, we're going to walk our hands back into that full forward bend. Here we go, just here. Hips, again, reaching up for the ceiling. The torso is hanging loose. Let's go ahead and sit back into that chair as we bring hands into prayer mudra. The torso, or the tailbone is reaching for the floor. Inhale, come standing up. Reaching all the way up for the ceiling. And exhale, release. Let's come into those shoulder rolls. I'm going to do a time check. Oh, we're doing great. Inhaling, shoulders up. Exhale, rolling them down the spine. Continue that movement. And then let's start getting the arms involved. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, down behind us, drawing those big circles around. Continue that movement. And then we're gonna step to one side. Oh my God, little kitty. Okay, now we're gonna step out to either side, making sure that our toes are pointing forward. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, squatting down to that space beneath us, reaching down for the earth, lifting up, inhaling up overhead. And on that exhale, coming down, gathering up, and that good earth medicine as you lift it up. Inhale, up overhead, drawing that around your physical body into your aura. Last time, imagining gathering up that beautiful earth medicine, and you're lifting it up. And exhale, let it spread through your magnetic field. Keeping your legs in this nice triangle, we're going to inhale, lifting up that right arm and reaching on over to that left side. It's a nice stretch in the side body. If you'd like, you can start into breath of fire. It's that rapid exhale through the nose with your mouth closed, powering that exhale through your navel center like you're blowing your nose. Inhale. And on the exhale, release. Okay, let's stand here for a minute in that wide-legged mountain pose. Palms facing forward. And then inhale that left arm up. And exhale over to that right side, making sure that heart is facing forward in the same direction as your toes. That right arm is just hanging loose. That left arm is squeezing the left ear as you reach over to the right side. And breath of fire. Inhale. And on the exhale, release. Wide-legged mountain pose. Stand here for a minute. I'm going to go let George back inside. Come on, George. Time check. Awesome. Coming from that wide-legged mountain pose. Let's pivot that left foot so that it's pointing towards the top of your mat. And then we're going to bring our hands to the heart. Bending that front left leg so at the top of that left leg is parallel to the mat. Hands are at the heart. And then releasing the arms, turning to face over that left arm into that warrior one. Arms are parallel to the mat. Let's take this right arm, we're going to wrap it around the lower back as we reach up to the sky. And imagine pulling on that beautiful light from your higher consciousness into your heart. And let's go ahead, straighten out that left leg, turning so that the toes are pointing forward once more, releasing the arms back to the heart. And then we'll do that same thing on the opposite side, pivoting so that our right toes are pointing forward, bending that right leg so at the top of the right leg is parallel to the mat. And when you're ready, bringing arms parallel to the ground and turning to face over that right arm. Focusing, feeling your balance. And bringing that left arm around the lower back. Hold on, buddy, I'm almost done. Reaching up to the sky and down into the heart as you straighten out that front leg. And let's go ahead and release the arms, turning both feet forward, heel toeing the feet together. Come laying down into a short shavasana. We'll come laying down on our backs, palms down by the sides, or arms down by your sides with the palms facing up towards the ceiling. And allowing your breath to return back to its natural rhythm, allowing your feet to fall off to either side. yourself this time just to rest. And let's inhale. And on the exhale, begin to wiggle fingers and toes, circling ankles and wrists. And then coming into any stretch that feels good for you. Maybe stretching your legs up towards the ceiling. If there's any part within our practice that we didn't get to today, go ahead and honor that now. And again, just moving your body, feeling any stretches that you feel drawn to move into as you make your way back up into seated. And let's go ahead and roll the shoulder blades away from the ears, bringing hands back to the heart, either in prayer mudra or with one hand over the heart center and the other hand over that one. Eyes closed. And we'll close our practice chanting Sat Nam, which means I am truth. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale to chant. Sat Nam. Peace to all, light to all, and love to all. Sat Nam. I hope you have a beautiful day.